I was a stripper. I was doing private shows. I couldn't do the club. I'm not good at extorting people at the club. I have to be the only stripper there. So it's like, well, you got one option. You know what I mean? I'm not good at working people.
You were getting hired for bachelor parties?
Yeah. I worked with a company. They would send me out. And then I kind of started getting girls. The company would call me like, hey, get girls. You know, so I was kind of doing management over there a little bit with my main girl. That was my bestie at the time. And we did shows together. Me and her would kind of run everything. And so Aaron saw that when he met me. And he's like, hey, could you run the snap for me? Because I don't want to be the creepy pervy dude. I just want to get the girls and you do that.
Two goons, not one but two goons. Two goons, 7 hours in the bathroom.
Hi, I'm Viking Barbie and you're watching Two Goons.
Hey Goons, you can catch me live in Plano, Texas, August 14th to 15th. And check out my new comedy special, How to Make Your Balls Bigger, out now on YouTube. Get all your tickets at Durena.com or
JJLibermanLive.com. What is like the entity of Viking Barbie? Like I said, I've seen you in so many of like Churdley's videos, so many of Ryan's Pillow Talk stuff.
Well, Churds is like, he's like, so when I started doing like comedy skits was a long time ago. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. I've always been into like music. I'm a writer. I'm a content creator. I do adult. I do.
Oh, do you do adult?
I do adult, but I don't do adult. I don't explain it. I used to do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And now like I've more like have my older content.
What was the crazy stuff that you do?
Please.
I mean, like I just didn't have like, so I thought that I would like, okay, I was nuts. I would do like crazy stuff. Like I thought I was super brilliant coming up with like getting like anatomically correct animal toys.
Oh, like a dog's dick.
And
stuff?
I was like, oh man, when people find out about this, they're going to steal my idea.
Yeah.
And nobody stole my
Nobody
idea.
Nobody started.
No. But like it was a gross show. Like even though it was.
What do you mean show?
Yeah, what were you doing?
It was like it's a solo.
Where were you doing this?
In my living room.
No, but I'm saying what platforms?
I was on. Well, we had our own platform at one time, the Nudies website.
Okay.
Wow.
But we went on eventually. But I started out in Snapchat. I was like the on the front lines, the first,
one of the OG.
I banged myself so they could run. You know what I mean? Like it was like, I was the first like Snapchat premium girl.
Wow. How much were you making?
Not the first. There was like two others. It was like me, Karma RX, and then like some of the Bay Snaps girls.
Okay, wow. But you're at the front.
Nobody
lines.
was doing. In fact, wasn't doing that yet. And the girls, when we would try and get them on Snapchat, would be like, "Oh, every woman you see now doing has turned us down because they were too good for that." And then everyone and their mom's doing it. So it's kind of funny. But like,
now, correct me if I'm wrong, Snapchat really doesn't have that anymore, does it?
No, I mean, well, we were selling a private one.
Yeah.
So we would have a public one. We would promote it on public, and then we go private.
How much money were you making back in the day?
I think I was making like $60,000 a month.
Wow, on Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking.
And I was like, wow, this is cool. But I've always been like,
sorry,
but
60,000. Yeah,
but I was a stripper before that, so that was like I was like moving on up.
Where were you stripping? Where were you stripping?
I was doing private shows. Because I couldn't do the club. I'm not good at like extorting people at the club. I have to be the only stripper there. So it's like, well, you got one option. You know what I mean? I'm not good at like working people. You know what I mean?
You were getting hired for bachelor parties?
Yeah.
Wow. What were you doing? How did you like build leads for that?
Oh, I worked with a company. They would send me out. And then I kind of started like getting girls for the company would call me like, hey, get girls, so I was kind of doing management over there a little bit with my main girl. Was my bestie at the time, and we did shows together. And me and her would kind of run everything.
Okay.
And so Aaron saw that when he met me, and he's like, "Hey, could you run the snap for me? Because I don't want to be the creepy pervy dude. I just want to get the girls, and you do that."
Yeah.
Any crazy stories from the bachelor parties?
I mean, bachelor parties are wild, and I mean, I was crazy back then because like I would go to the hood, and I'm talking about the hood, and like go and go to like the houses with like all the bars and like
no way,
and like go in and there's dudes with like guns out front.
No
like
way.
I swear to God,
where was this, like Inglewood or something?
Yeah, like in Compton. You know what I mean? Like I just would.
They'd
be like, we have a bachelor party in Compton, and I'd be like, all right, on my way. You know what I mean? Like what the hell? I don't know what I was thinking. But I would go in there, and they were pretty chill though. Like I would just do the show, and they would be, real stand-up guys. You know what I mean? I did.
What kind of shows would you do? Like a 45-minute thing?
So I go in there, and I'd be like, all right, here's the deal. Here's the money for. You would give me money for like getting there.
Yeah.
And then that's at the point where I would tell you that that's the money just for us getting there. Everything's on tips, and I can walk out the door in 30 minutes if you guys don't tip.
Right.
Okay.
So that's how I might have said that before. That's how a lot of the escorts back in the day worked in Vegas. Cost you $500, and that was just $500 for them to show up.
Well, that's kind of dumb because that's like the point. It's like I'm here to have sex. We had to like dance, but I get it.
No, but everything else on top of that was what they would tell you. You negotiate with the person in the room.
But you wouldn't tell them that beforehand. You would.
Well, the company wants you to get there, so we would actually yell at the company. We'd be like, "You need to tell them to tip."
Yeah.
Because when we get there, we're telling them they're pissed.
Yeah, they're like, "What the fuck? I thought 500 was the cost of business."
And so then that's where you're good at talking. You're like, "Oh, like, what did you really think that like you're gonna have two hot chicks show up and drive all the way from LA or wherever we're at, and then just walk in the door for $170 a piece, and then dance all night? Like that's not how it works." And so then I'd be like, "Okay, the girl show. If we do like a girl show, it's like $300 to $500."
And when you say girl,
do you mean like? Are we pulling out toys and stuff?
Yeah, we'd offer toys. We'd do like just a baseline one where it's like kissing and stuff. I don't think we did shows, but and I've never offered extras at shows like that.
You mean trick?
Yeah, I never tricked.
You never tricked. It was strictly
dancing, and then girl show, which I called pussy miming because it was like
pussy miming?
It looked like we were doing something, but we weren't really doing anything.
You just got like close enough.
No.
Yeah,
like acting.
They can't see it. There's 100 dudes in the room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And they're drunk.
Yeah, and then we do like games where like you could like put a lollipop in their mouth and you sit on the lollipop and then you feed them the lollipop. One time there was a show where the guys passed the lollipop to each other like all the way around the room, and I'm like, you guys are men are wild, dude.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I'm just like, if a dude pulls a popsicle or something out of his ass, I'm not going to be like, hey, girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude,
taste it.
There was, when I was working in Mexico, I worked in Mexico as a scuba diving instructor for a bit. And there was a guy who had lived out there, I don't know, 20 years. And he talked about the donkey shows. And he's like, went to the donkey show.
Wait, is that real? Because I heard that it was a lie. Like it wasn't real.
This is what he told me. He says he goes to the donkey show and there's a part where the lady fucks the donkey. Oh. And then there's a part where she puts a banana in her pussy. And then she like feeds the banana to someone, and everyone's like, no. And one of his friends was really drunk, and like she puts the banana in his mouth, and he like slaps the banana out of his mouth. He's like, Jesus, that donkey's was just in her pussy. Now
the donkey's the cleaner part of that. You're taking a woman who takes a donkey. Where has she been?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The donkey's probably the cleaner. Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually really sad.
Yeah, no, it's depressing. It is. It's when
so
you
also too. Like,
I'm gonna go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like hands for the. I'm gonna go down and like rescue people and donkey shows. And shit.
Yeah.
You bring them back in crates, and then people, when they come to America, I want that one.
Yeah.
That is so funny too, because I like crazy like I'll pay a couple to watch them fuck. But if I thought
you were going to talk about a donkey.
I am. That's my point. But if there was ever a time where there was like a really hot chick and then they just roll out a donkey, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, no, me too,
dude.
Yeah, dude.
I just not into.
Fuck donkey is like, no, there's no.
It's a little off.
But
if you're in South America, the men out there lose their virginities to donkeys.
No.
Haven't you ever seen that Vice episode?
No.
Oh, it's very, very common. The donkeys are like their first lovers, and they talk about it openly. And they'll just be in a field and be like, "Oh, look at that," and they're like talking in another language.
Nostalgic.
And then they'll go and they'll start fucking donkey. The guy was literally like, "This guy's fucking donkey." Like he was just literally like
on Vice.
Yes.
What the fuck? Where'd they go?
Are you sure it's Vice? Because
it's Vice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Vice.
go look at the Vice documentary on the donkey of where it is. It's
Ecuador
like,
or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know
Colombia.
I'm watching tonight, dude.
Yeah. So, and they're like, "Oh, is it male or female donkeys?" And the guy was like, "Oh, always female." Like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not gay.
Yeah, we're not gay. We just."
That would be terrible.
Oh
Could you
my
imagine
God.
if you pulled out and you realized it was a male donkey? Oh,
It's so gross.
dude.
gross.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Going to hell.
Yeah.
So you went from bachelor parties, Snapchat, and then. But also now you're doing a lot.
Oh no, there was in between that I did. I went to you know those places where you give massages and then you like
jerk people off.
Yeah.
You were working at Rub and Tugs.
Yeah, for a few weeks. Well, not a few weeks. It was probably a few months.
Yeah.
What? It was an in between. You know, like a career shift. I was.
Was it was it like I guess a European one? Because I mean, you weren't working at an Asian one.
Oh, it was an Asian one.
Oh, you were working at an Asian one.
You were.
Yeah, but like so. I was dancing, and keep in mind, I'd never done anything like trick or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just it's just not my thing, and I don't no shame, nothing, but like I couldn't get myself to do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I was like, because if I could do it, then I feel like I could kill it.
Yeah.
But like I was like, I just don't have it in me.
Yeah, fair.
Would you ever get offered when you were dancing?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was never a guy that you're like, oh, this.
No, actually, like I never did. Like, and if the guy was hot, sometimes I would dance extra good on him because it would kind of turn me on.
Yeah.
But like I just it was not in my DNA, you know.
Yeah.
So I started. This lady scouted me. She ordered me. This little Asian lady ordered me one time to dance, and I'm like, this is weird. I'm in a massage parlor, and she's ordering me to dance. There was literally 2 other girls there, and they're just sitting there, and they had like their little dollars, and I was like, where are the men?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, and I'm like, wait a minute. So after I left, she texted me and she goes, would you ever be open to working here?
Yeah.
Oh, so she wanted
was scouting.
Yeah.
And I go, no, bro, I'm good. I don't do that. I've never even done anything like that. And so I hadn't, you know, and she's like, it's really, really easy. And I was like, no, but dancing was dying, you know?
Okay,
so I was looking for a pivot, but I was like, I can't do this. So I sat there for like 2 weeks. I had talked to my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I don't know, maybe I try it. It's just hands, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you know,
yourself off.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the big deal? It's like she said, you just massage them, they flip over, it's just real quick release, and then it's done.
Real quick
so
release.
I was like, okay.
That's a great way to put it.
So she knew what she was doing. She turned me out a little bit. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I said, I'll try one.
Yeah.
Of course, she knew what she was doing. She
gave
sends
the easy
me
one.
she sent me a regular who was fine.
Yeah.
He was like 6'5" and 25 years old.
Oh,
and was
yeah.
like he looked like a freaking snowboarder. You know what I mean? He was really good looking. He walks in and he like shakes my hand and I'm like,
That's
okay,
so funny.
like, you know, and I was like, all right. And he goes in and I'm massaging. I'm like, this is hot. You know what I mean?
Really?
So like, I thought like, this is actually sweet. I mean, he's going to pay me for this, you know, like I get to like, just touch this guy's, like, he was a hot guy, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so I finished, I felt like, man, that was super easy, you know? And it wasn't weird. He wasn't grabbing me. He wasn't doing anything.
What was the pay?
So the massage itself is like $120 or $180.
Yeah.
And then they tip you or whatever.
Yeah.
But then like you add on. So like depending if I'm topless or whatever.
Yeah, there's there's a menu almost.
Yeah.
Like
So and of course I'm upselling queen because I was
Yeah.
a dancer and and so I would upsell, you know, a lot. So I was making like, you know, I think like $5,000 a day or something.
What?
But with like a few clients. But the thing is they weren't all hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
some are
So like, she totally duped me, but I'm already turned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
like,
right. Well, yeah, right. Once you
make $5,000 in a day, you're like, I'll jerk an old man.
Yeah.
So what was the what would you do when you had a disgusting guy? What would be going through? What would get you through the
jerk
session? Yeah.
Well, I was very like it was very clinical.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like a doctor or something.
Yes.
Like I was like,
sometimes when we're doing stand up, you're doing a real bad gig.
Yeah.
The audience is talking. It's the rooms is shit. The person hosting the show isn't policing the room and shit. And it's just and you just go on autopilot and you go, these are my bits. This is where they start.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where they end.
Right.
And I'm just going to go through the script.
As long as someone doesn't smell.
Smell is the worst.
Did you make him shower first?
No, I didn't have to. It was like they come and they leave. It's like
Okay.
lunch break shit.
So would you ever have someone who was yeah, right, lunch break after hours?
Yeah, and honestly,
after work.
I only did it and the place had a sting that happened when I wasn't there. I happened to not be there that day.
so
Talking about a
lucky,
god
eh?
shot. I was like, you know, I was just
Robert
not
Kraft
there,
situation.
and they had like a sting, and they like arrested a bunch of people, and I was like, fuck, this is almost done.
So
Yeah.
good for you,
And-
eh?
Well, yeah, and honestly, like, this is gonna sound so weird for me, but like I just feel like God pushes me in directions and
Yeah.
like kind of has like insulated me in life
Yeah.
because I'm not meant to be in those places.
Yeah.
And so it was a pivot point but then I like moved quickly through. I ended up working through Snap and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it kind of
you can adjust, by the way, if you want on this couch.
Yeah, however you feel comfortable.
So like I think I was protected from that situation. And I met girls in that business that were in need of guidance, like young girls that like, and I ended up like being there for women that I met in that business and helped them.
Kind of helped them.
So it's really weird how like things
I
happen for me.
I can't do the massage parlors for that thing. I actually like, as disgusting of a human I am, and as much as I want to take advantage of people as I can, I don't like taking advantage of like the sex workers, like who I don't know if they're like in those spots. Some of the massage
like
places.
the massage parlor. I've never done the massage parlor jerk off.
I didn't even know they existed until I walked in that day. And I
Oh,
was like,
really?
Yeah. I'm just one of those people that walks through weird doors. I'm like, all right,
Well,
this is what we're doing.
you came in here.
You know?
But yeah, I there's like, I guess not a superstition, but there's people say that it's like these people are kind of there working there because they're like came from another country.
There were some that were straight, like they were literally straight off the boat.
Yeah.
My litmus test for when I'm having sex with a sex worker is I look at the outfit and I'm like, yo, if this chick has Chanel bags, jewelry, and like a nice condo, this is totally in this game because she loves it.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's of sound mind.
Yeah.
When I look at a chick and she's like kind of wearing rags at a massage parlor.
They weren't wearing rags. These ladies, they like money.
Yeah.
But they were the ones that were actually from other countries.
Yeah.
They were doing a lot more.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to get the little white girl in the massage parlor.
Yeah.
You know, like these ladies are like, oh, they're ready to do.
Dude, it's the same in every industry. It's there's the people are freaking out about the HB1 visa right now because it's like it's the visa that they made to bring over like engineers from India, and the reason that these corporations love to do it was because you bring over these people from India. For one, they're brilliant, but two, they're not used to like the American standard of living, so that if they'll work for less and for worse conditions, and as soon as they get kind of uppity, they send them back. And so that's why you get the American to come through and they go, whoa, this isn't fair. I shouldn't be pulling. I don't need to do all this stuff.
I mean, they actually were the ones that people were requesting because they knew they could get more.
Did you ever have in the couple week period someone who was like really gross, but then when he flipped over, he had like a great hog, and you're like, not bad.
I mean, there was some people there that were okay. So there was a guy who had no balls, which I thought was weird. He was an Asian guy.
Ballless.
Did you ask him?
No, I didn't ask.
You just did it.
I was just I was like, how is this gonna work?
And
then I don't know. It was
the fluid comes from the prostate.
Right.
The balls make the. So like he can't make testosterone, he can't get you pregnant, but he makes the fluid. Yeah,
and he was really polite, and there's no words. It was just like a massage and release.
Massage release, yeah.
But there were some guys that I would literally put on there like, do not have this guy come back. Yeah. Because they would be disrespectful or they would try too hard to get things. I'm like, look, dude, I'm just here to be, like, my hands are okay. Yeah. These things, I've seen some shit. Get away from me. You know what I mean? Like,
so that's something I want to ask you. I saw in a clip on a reel, you go, I don't know who you were dating at the time, but you're like, I'm dating someone who was anxious of me doing podcasts because of what I'm going to say.
Oh, no, that's who I'm with now.
So he knew all the stories.
Yeah. He's like, oh, don't mention that.
Really?
Like he would say, don't talk about that. You know? And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, because then people see you that way. And I was like, I don't care how people see me. Yeah. And then he's like, well, why would, well, he's like, you don't want them like seeing you as that. I'm like, this is who I am. Like, I'm really authentic. And like,
yes.
And like, I've been around this industry since I was 14 years old. You know what I mean? And
why 14?
Yeah. What happened at 14?
Oh, I mean, my mom was a stripper.
Okay.
Oh, really?
My dad met her at the strip club.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
So the reason I started the industry was because in my mind, my mom was like this cool, like, stripper, and she would always tell me that like the ball's in my court, like I take control, like she's making thousands of dollars a night, and this was like in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Yeah, stripping's huge.
Yeah, and she was working. Well, I mean, she was working at like Cabaret Royale in Dallas. Like I'm talking.
So she would leave on the weekends to go dance.
She was working all the time.
Okay. So you were you?
I was at the strip club, like in the back sometimes, like
with the chicks.
Makeup. There was makeup artists and shit at the place she was at.
Yeah.
Like they were doing like full like reviews, like showgirls and shit. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to do that, but I end up in California dancing at dive bars. It's not the same thing.
And that was when you were like 18, 19?
No. So I knew I wanted to be a stripper from the moment I was like, I decided my mom, was a stripper and I wanted to be a stripper. I just thought it was cool. And so this is before, obviously, I've changed a lot. So I went in and I started dancing at the club like every weekend. So instead of going to parties and stuff like that where my friends were going, I'd want to like go dance.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it wasn't even necessarily about the money. It was about the freedom. It was about the liberation. It was
What do you
about
mean?
the
Like, what do you-
rebellion.
Oh,
very
okay.
It was
rebellious.
something that was like, it felt so good to me at the time. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be rebellious and I wanted to be self-sufficient.
Yeah. Make your own money.
Yeah, not make a lot of money, but to be able to take care of myself. I remember I just wasn't really happy at home with like my stepdad and stuff. He would always like make jokes like, when the fuck are you out of here? Like,
No way.
Yeah, like,
and that was the third dad. The
that was
third
yeah,
marriage.
my first dad died. My second dad was a great stepdad, but he left my mom for the secretary. And
No
So
way.
it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love him. He's still in my life to some degree.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I got lucky with the fact that like I didn't get like the, too many creepy men coming into my life, which I see a lot happening.
Yeah.
My third one's a little creepy, but it's like not that creepy.
I
I
had
didn't
good
cross any lines really.
I had good both sides. I'm very lucky. I also had good both parents married 3 times. Yeah. So there was I think 4 sets of parents that I had that weren't my like blood.
Yeah.
And they were all very, very sweet.
Yeah.
Very good people.
Yeah, my
very
stepdad, my
lucky.
second one, I love to pieces. He's like,
Yeah.
he literally like, I swear, like, you have to have a dad die and then to have someone like that come in your life and then to leave your mom but still stay in your life and do things for you.
That's nice.
It changes your brain chemistry a little bit.
Yeah.
Helps you out a little bit.
So
Yeah,
how did the entity of Viking Barbie because again, like, I've seen you. I actually thought I thought to be able to get you on the pod, I didn't think you would, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I DM'd you and you're like, oh, totally cool. And I was like, that's crazy. Because I've seen you with all these viral videos, Turleys and stuff like that. How did that come about from like doing the Snapchat? Were you always Viking Barbie?
I started being Viking something ever since I could like have a freaking like screen name or whatever it was that, you know what I mean? It was like
email address.
Yeah, just because I was Scandinavian and I thought it was cool, you know what I mean? Like, and so I just like, I was like, oh, Viking Kaylee, Viking this, Viking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Viking stripper, Viking, you know what I mean? And like, so when I started with Aaron, he goes, well, what's your name? What do you want your name to be? And I was like, well, I'm Kaylee. And he's like, well, no, like you have to have like a stage name too. And I'm like, because I had stage names. My name was Harley at the club.
Oh, really?
And stuff. Yeah. And then I was like, Viking Barbie. And I was the only girl. Everybody else was like, a name. Yeah. And I was the only one who had like some
a
kind
title.
of crazy title.
I love it. I think if you're going to be creative, be creative.
So,
I like it.
So the way I felt was I was a huge, and I still will stand on this hill, even though like, my ways have changed a lot, but a huge fan of Marilyn Manson growing up.
Okay.
I don't think that's anything wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong, but like a lot of the way I live now is so different.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, when I pull all this stuff back, it's just, I listen to praise music and stuff mostly.
Praise music, like church music,
like Jesus music.
Really?
Are you big JC?
I'm big JC fan.
Yeah, well, you said when
but
you
not
came
like
in.
I'm not Christian. I'm like a follower. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like I'm very much.
By the way, Marilyn Manson. I don't know. Sometimes I do it, and I actually think it's one of the sickest. I don't care so much about when you bring me up on stage what song, but I do like when if I'm headlining and he's like, what song do you want? I'll like do System of a Down or Beautiful People for Marilyn Manson.
I love.
Dude, that intro was
he's amazing.
Sick.
And that whole record was put together with him and Trent Reznor, and Trent Reznor's a freaking just a genius.
And he did crazy.
Crazy.
Like some of his live performances, dude. He had stuff where he'd like bring out cops dressed in pink, and then bring out priests, and he would have like the priest suck the cops, and then he would like.
So that's kind of what started. Like I've always been a shocker. Like
that
was how I started. My thing was I like to shock people. That's with the animal stuff that I did. Like the anatomically correct stuff. Anatomically correct stuff. I was, and then I did like a thing where I was dressed like a Terrifier before, like blew up. But like, right, the
Terrifier,
first Terrifier.
what's that?
The movie
like,
Terrifier.
Is killer clown
from
a horror movie.
But it was like before he kind of blew up, the first like one, I was like, I did this really dope like cosplay of him.
Yeah.
And then I did like a show on like the heaviest day of my period. And I like sprayed blood everywhere.
No, you did a Terrifier
fucking-
period.
They took it off all.
Oh, I'm
Whatever.
sure.
Dude,
but yeah,
that's
like,
honestly creative. It's
dude,
very
I was just like, I love to shock people.
Yeah,
I love
so do
being
I.
crazy. And like when people, that's why when people would be like, oh, aren't you afraid what people think? I'm like, no, I want people to think that.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole
Yeah,
point.
I agree with you.
I fucking loved it. Like it gets my hard. Bro.
Yes, me too.
So, like-
And you know what my theory is too behind that is that you can either not be who you are, and then people will
judge you anyways.
They're going to judge you anyways, or at least give them the right reason. Like, here is the right reason. You're going to say shit anyways, and not everyone, but this is the reason you.
I think I got it from my father.
Yeah.
My father's that way. He
Yeah.
would. I mean, look at what his name was. He was trying to shock people.
Yeah,
He
trying
was-
to get a reaction.
This is a man who's 400 pounds and would wear hot pink T-shirts. And
Really?
he's like, I want a little dog to walk around. Like he
He was
to,
fun?
Like, yes,
Yeah.
he wanted. Yeah, he would go to the gym and like all like the gays loved him and he would just like totally like with them and like flash his ass.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just like funny. Like he was a crazy wild guy. And then like and then Marilyn Manson came along, and I was in the Insane Clown Posse. I just liked anything that was like rode the edge of like insanity and was just like stressing people out.
Yeah, something that Fox News would freak out about.
Yeah, at that time I was like, that's all. So when I started Viking Barbie, I was like, the dichotomy of the strong Viking with like the ultra feminine Barbie. It was kind of like Marilyn Manson.
Interesting.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. I did like kind of like a similar
Well, the
thing.
same thing to like guys like him, which I do love about. I was never like into that vibe. I like the songs, and I liked him as a person. Is that a lot of these people who are like that, who are like the shockers, they're also so brilliant that they can call you out on your hypocrisies about them, and that seems like very similar to like your vibe too. You know how to like.
Yeah, and I mean the most I've ever been judged. I mean it's wild, but like I get judged, with all the stuff that I've done. Nobody cared. Everyone always thought it was really rad how crazy I was.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Everyone was always like, wow, I love how like unapologetic you are. The second I start talking about anything like about God or anything like that, all of a sudden,
Really?
Nobody loves you. You're a whore.
okay.
Because that's wild that's what sets people off.
Do you
You're
go to
like,
church- do you
dude,
go
I'm
to
fucking dog dildos.
Well,
and
no,
they're
what-
like, great.
Yeah, no, because it's the people who claim to be like the righteous like
Oh, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are the people
they're the
who are.
ones, and I'm like, you're precisely why.
Yeah.
Everybody's afraid to find God because
Yeah.
you're annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, go
Yeah.
away.
Do you go to
Isn't
church?
this-
I'm the way I am is like, yeah, if I needed to or if I felt like I wanted to connect in that way,
Yeah.
I will. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't. I do it by myself. I literally like will talk and like write and be creative and pray and all the time, and I'm just very like in tuned. It's crazy to the point where I've been so in tune lately with him that like I'll see things happen and I'll know things are happening and I'll predict it, or I won't predict it, but I'll get the message and then I'll say it and it'll happen, and I'm like, this is so nuts, dude.
Just
Like,
for the record, I want to say she said him. God is a man. Confirmed. Confirmed. Locked in.
I say him because
I'm just fucking around, dude.
As a follower, do you think this is crazy? Because I'm not religious, but I was like raised Jewish. But I love hooking up with people who wear like crosses, like long crosses. And as they're riding me, I love the cross to be in my mouth.
that sounds very or demonic.
It seems, I don't know. It's just,
Maybe you look a little demonic right now even thinking about it.
She's just Jewish.
Same. Just kidding.
Okay, something I wanted to ask you about was because we've talked about like sort of this trajectory. You're starting stripping super young. Drugs and alcohol got into it really hard at one point. And do you talk about your drugs?
Yeah. No, I talk about everything.
And what I feel like we've had a few different people on who are sober now who've recovered. What was the justification period? So I feel like everyone who seems like they were, or who were an addict, not seems like they were an addict. They had this period where they were like, oh, I'm not an alcoholic. I can't drink tequila. I'm not addicted to drugs. I just can't snort coke at this time of day, what was that period of your life like right before like the rock bottom?
Yeah, and when in your life were you doing it too?
So just like everything else in my life, when I was an addict, I was an unapologetic, hope to die dope fiend that literally would say like, "Oh, I'm not going to make it past 30.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I'm going to die."
Yeah.
And I would say it with a smile on my face. Anybody who comes to me and tries to like turn me or tries to put me in a program or anything like that, I am going to disown you.
Okay.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I was like, literally like, just, this is who I am. I love drugs. I cannot live without them. The idea of living sober to me was like so insane. It was like, why would you do that? How, do you not feel the intense pain and the deep abyss that is reality? Like,
Yeah.
do you not want to numb it? You know?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? That like your like reality is just brutal?
To me,
Yeah, at the
because
time.
I was completely morally, spiritually, physically, just everything, just bankrupt.
Really?
I had no connection. I was possessed almost,
Yeah.
you know?
And what kind of drugs and stuff were you doing?
Well, it started with like alcohol, and then it moved on to prescription painkillers, and then it was heroin. And so
Every day?
Yes. And then it got to the point where you do so many drugs that you're depressed even with the drugs. So you're thinking about, wow, when do I get to die?
No.
Yeah. So, and I was just like, but I never wanted to get sober. It wasn't a desire of mine.
Yeah.
I had to literally be pulled out of, I was after a show, I was in a car and the cop pulled me out and started searching me and stuff like that. And it just so happened that I didn't hide my drugs like I always did in my bra. I put it in something else. It never did that.
Yeah.
It's just a God shot. It's just like little moments where you're like, why didn't I do that? And at the time I was like, that I'm such an idiot, but now I'm like, thank God, like I didn't, because I ended up going to jail. I had the worst kick of my life.
In jail?
Yeah.
How many
I
days?
almost died.
No way. You were just like.
I couldn't even keep a drop of water down. It was literally like coming out of both ends. They took all my clothes. They made me kick naked on the floor.
Jesus.
So they don't even
what does kick means like
Kick
like
heroin.
kicking they made you kick naked.
So they don't even like hook you up to IVs or anything at this point?
Oh no, they didn't care. They laughed. They called me Vomit Girl.
Oh no way!
Someone died after I was in there for malnutrition for kicking drugs and not being able to get laid out.
Oh what happened to do they investigate after some shit like that happens?
She's a heroin addict. No one cares.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So how long did it take you to kick? And then when you got out, how many days was that? And
it was like 4 or 5 days. The full kick was about a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Physically, and then the mental kick is like, I mean, your brain chemistry doesn't go back for 18 months.
no way.
So you're literally just every day is like a struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Were you doing OF at that point? or
Oh no, I was
Okay.
a dancer.
I can't tell you.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was-
to me,
so-
you seem like you seem like very young, so it's hard to me to
Oh
gauge.
no, I said I'm an elder whore.
Yeah, I know. You said, but you don't. I don't want. You don't have to say
Gather
it, but-
round,
yeah.
girls.
Listen
Let
to
me
the
tell you the tales of when we had MySpace. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Not okay. So not very young, but you seem young. Maybe it's just your energy too. But
People
you look.
think I'm younger than my age.
I would like if you. I don't know what you're at, but if you said, "Oh, I'm 28," I'm like, yeah, that's why.
People usually gauge me 28 to 31, but I am 40.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I haven't done drugs or drank in the past 10 to 15 years. So
Wow. Good for you.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's like because I've never drank or done drugs. I like occasional, and I'm 45. I mean, I know I look like I'm in my 40s, but I'm not withered.
Yeah,
like
no.
some guys who are 45, you look like, oh my God, you've been through it.
Yeah, to being sober and then lifting weights.
Yeah, fitness.
is huge.
Yeah.
Muscle keeps you young.
Yes.
It actually creates like, collagen, fibroblasts, like all the human growth hormone, all these things that like keep you young, that if you stop lifting weights, you literally just start to age.
So, by the way, you're not doing OF stuff now, are you?
I do. I'm on OF.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but I haven't really done, I've only done a few new things.
Okay.
We did like a thing the other night that wasn't really meant to go up. It was just like something we did for fun. And then there happened to be footage of it. So I might put that up.
What? Oh, do you want to say
It was
what
like he had like a guy come over and it was a little Eiffel Tower action.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah. Oh, and then I have a glory hole. So I had them do the glory hole thing.
So,
Ah,
okay. So you're
It was more of a home movie.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that like public? You're open? Like what?
No, he just sometimes likes to get a little freaky, and I'm I'm the type of girl who, you know, if my man wants to do something,
you're like,
what a woman. I like that.
But I'm not like, to me, like, I swear, I'm totally chill. Like, I'm where I'm happy where I'm at. I'm like one of those people that I can be a little vanilla. Like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I like passionate. I'm a passionate lover.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. What is ideal sex for you? Because you've gone through all this stuff. You've seen all these crazy things.
Have you ever seen a vampire movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that passionate,
Yes.
deep,
Yeah.
like intense, raw, like I've waited for you for 400 years and I've crossed oceans of time and now you're here and I'm porking you. That's what I like.
Porking's great. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, so I don't know. What was I saying? So like the drugs and alcohol, I think we were on that part.
Yeah.
So I was hope to die, all that stuff. Got clean. My mom, basically my public defender saved my life. Like she literally came in, started yelling at me. I'm like sitting there like, what the fuck? Who are you, lady? Yeah. And she's like, I'm calling your mother. And I'm like, I'm 25. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. It's like an angel or something. She called my mom and was like, please don't let her go anywhere but a 90-day program. Anything less, she won't stay sober. She has no chance. She's going to die.
Yeah.
And so my mom was like, all right. You know, like she was like down there waiting for me after jail, everything. And I was ready to go pick up a sack. I was like, I'm fucking sick for days. I'm done, you know? So I said, fine, I'll do it. So
you checked into rehab?
Yeah, I had like drug court. My mom's like, you can't. You have to do this or you're going to go back. It's going to be a revolving door.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fine. I'll finish it and then I'll get high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had no desire. So I went in and went to the Rock Center in Garden Grove. It was like a low bottom indigent rehab. It wasn't, you know, Passages Malibu.
Oh, yeah.
It was all zero drugs. They don't do detox or anything like that. You just have to kick there.
Yeah.
And it was the best time of my life.
3 months.
I was there 3 months, but then I stayed in the sober living out of wanting to.
Yeah.
I found a sponsor. I worked the program.
Oh, wow.
I found God. I did all the things, you know, and I made it. You know what I mean? And it's just, it has, I had a full, what they talk about in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, like the spiritual reversal.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a full spiritual reversal. Like I literally didn't want to use, didn't want to drink. I literally look at alcohol and drugs. I smell it, anything, and it recoils me.
So now, like
it's
if
not
you,
there anymore.
Yeah. I feel the same way with like alcohol and weed. I used to love, but I guess you just
Now it's just sex. Yeah, you found another addiction.
Well, but it's always been. But even that, like someone who I'm like hooking up with right now, she's like, aside from wanting to watch me get fucked by other guys, you're like pretty vanilla. I'm with you. I like passion. Yeah. I like to start in the shower, get steamy hot, go to a bed, and then eat, go for dinner.
Yeah, really the simple stuff.
The simple stuff.
Yeah.
But you still like you've left a lot of the craziness behind, but you're still making crazy shit, like you said, like the dog
the funnies. No, I don't make that anymore. That was before.
You make a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I make funny stuff now.
Yeah.
And then that traffic goes to my OF.
Yeah. I have a video for us.
Oh yeah.
I think I told you.
I started with Churdley's. Like
Yeah.
I saw him on doing the Mormon stuff.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Powell
so funny.
goes, hey, I'm gonna have you on again. I need another Viking podcast, but I want to have Churdley's be the. He's like the Mormon guy. I want him to do the co-host.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so I was like, all right, cool. I like that guy. And he came on. And of course, I just fell in love with him. I thought he was like the cutest thing ever and funny. Yeah. And I was like, we're working together. And so I basically adopted him. Yeah. And so now me and Shirley's started making content together.
So much content.
And then Ryan came and was like, got mad. He's like, we're supposed to be besties. Why are we not making content? So then we all started doing this little, like, so now we have our own little thing. The duo plus Churd.
The duo plus Churd.
So like we're always making content together. And my thing now is like, I just love to be creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to make stuff. And like, I still have my OF up and I still talk on there. I still have all my stuff. I still have, that's where my bread and butter is mostly. Yeah. Even though I've taken a lot of that money and, not only like have I donated and done things like that, but I've also taken it and turned it into investments. I just invested $250,000 into a protein bar company.
Sick.
Yeah. I'm moving on to, venture capitalist Barbie.
Yeah.
Kind of outward, but I'm still up there,
So there needs to be...
You could still contact me, but it's, the clock is ticking,
fellas.
They'll
be off the internet soon.
There needs to
I'm
be
gonna be on a farm with my goats.
There needs to... and nobody's fucking...
Nobody's fucking my goat.
Yeah. There needs to be
the motherly protection over the goats. Nobody's fucking my goats.
Okay, so here's the protein bar company that needs to happen, which is impossible. You can relate to this, you can relate to this, and you probably can relate to this. So I love sweet protein bars, and every year protein bars get better. But as they get better, for some reason, they blow up your ass. The better tasting they are, the more you become gassy. Now, the only protein bars that don't do that are like, I have something delivered today. 3 ingredients: beef, salt, pepper. Right. So someone has to come up with a delicious protein bar that doesn't make your, like, dude, if I have David bars, my ass is on fire.
Oh, I don't have that problem. You might not digest it well. And also,
the Built Bars, remember the Built Bar?
But I ate like 4 in a day.
Maybe that was why.
Yeah, too much protein. But one thing you need to understand is you have to have a lot of fiber if you're going to eat protein, or your body will not digest the protein properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is these protein bars are special, and there's a reason that I invested so much in them.
Well, that's good. Here you go.
There's 0 seed oils.
Oh, nice.
They have myoinositol, about 1 gram in each bar, which is a blood sugar regulator, natural.
Ooh.
They also... They're really good taste. We're working on the taste and everything.
Taste
they're
is
gonna
so
blow
important.
everything out of the water, and they are just like super clean.
Yeah.
Really, really,
I
really
like
clean.
that. Yeah.
But tasty and clean.
That's
And I'm really excited about it.
Tasty and clean is so well. That's the thing.
hard to get that.
David has their second rendition of protein bars. They're really good. I don't know if you've tried the new David bars.
I haven't.
Yeah.
But Glow bars are gonna blow them out.
Glow
of the water.
bars.
That's what we're
Look at that.
We're a Glow Bar
GLO, baby.
podcast
We're
right
a
here.
good
Glow
name.
Bar podcast.
That's what. Yeah, we only fuck with Glow Bars over here, guys. Yeah. This has been a great podcast. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Into this camera here, can you let everyone know where to find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Viking.Barbie. You can find me on vikingdoll.vip. I do have TikTok, Viking.Barbie. That's about it. I have Facebooks and stuff, but I have to go check what they are.
Yeah. Fair. Well, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.